All right, fastest 15 minutes on the internet, fastest 15 minutes in social media. My name is Judson Powell. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification button, hit all the buttons for me, but most of all, hit the love button and love one another. All right. I want to talk a little bit about some stuff that developed yesterday and with the whole coronavirus, COVID-19, you know what I'm saying? So I want to talk about that a little bit. So comes out that, and okay, first of all, let me preface this so y'all hate me even more when it's done. You know, because you know what they say, you know, if you don't have any haters, you're not doing something right. All right, anyway, so the thing is that Dr. Oz, Dr. Drew, and Dr. Phil, three television doctors, of which we must note that Dr. Phil is not a medical doctor. He's a psychologist or whatever you call it, psychiatrist, psychologist, whatever. Okay, so he in other words, he deals with people's mental health. All right, and so they came out and they were talking about basically, you know, like what is going to happen or when are we going to be released from the quarantines or the self-quarantines or the, you know, the no going outside orders and all that kind of stuff state by state. Okay, and so people got mad when Dr. Oz was like, well, we need to open up the schools and we'll probably lose, you know, we may lose 2 to 3% of those people or whatever might die. Okay, so people, you know, of course, because you're talking about children, all right, so everybody's up in arms. But y'all also don't realize that we have children during the whole virus thing. We actually, the United States of America, by order of Donald Trump, has children locked in jails right now. Okay, you know, some of those kids that were their parents were taken at the borders, and no matter how you feel about it, they're still children. They're still in jail, and they're dying too. By the way, some of them are actually dying in custody. So let's not get, you know, let's not split hairs about this stuff. You know, the basic thing is we got, you know, the United States of America has children locked in jail. Okay, so now here's what I want to say about this whole thing. First of all, it's unrealistic to believe that once we get out of the quarantines and all the people are released back into the streets, people are going to still die from coronavirus because it's a virus. People die from viruses, y'all. And so, you know, whether it be me or somebody, you know, people, oh, it'd be different if it was your family. Well, people die. You know, people have died in my family. You know, people have died in everybody's family. That's just a fact of life. If you know, like I said before, if you're born, you die eventually. All right. Now, so that's how come I talk a lot about prevention. You know, strengthen your immune system. Take the things, you know, eat the things and take the things that will enable you, even if you do come down with the virus, will enable you to fight it off, which is my basic problem with the federal government, because there are ways to combat and fight these things, but we're not being told these things because they want to develop a vaccine and they want to give us medicines and, you know, like Trump's, you know, magic pill that was giving people heart palpitations and some people were having heart attacks from it. So that's what I'm trying to, I just want them, okay, if we're going to have an approach to this, there has to be a different approach, and it has to be done from a leadership standpoint, which is why Trump is a horrible leader. He's not a good leader. He's not going out there trying to find, you know, a good leader is trying to find things that are gonna get everybody out of this alive and feeling good, all right? Healthy. All right, that's what a good leader should be trying to do. Trump is not trying to do that. And now he's baiting the Democratic states against the Republican states, the governors, you know, talking about, well, you know, because a lot of them, they just want to go ahead and return life to normal, you know, and restart the economy, which is what really needs to be done, because so far, you know, we have like, you know, I think almost 40,000 deaths from this, but 40,000 deaths. And when you think about it, we have like 330 million people, and we have let's say 40,000 deaths. Realistically, that's not a lot. Okay, and especially when you talk about over the period from January until the end of April, 4 month in a 4 month period, to have, that's like 10,000 people a month. All right. And you have, let's be real. I mean, stop, everybody got to stop being big babies, but you got to understand that's not really a lot of people. When you talk about you got 330 million people, and then, and you got 10,000 a month dying, that's not a lot. It really isn't. But when you sensationalize it like the media has done, and like the president has done, and like everybody else is doing, and when you sensationalize it and then you shut everything down and got people on quarantines and tripping, there are solutions to this. And that's all that Dr. Oz was saying. It's like, look, send everybody back. Here's the real truth that nobody is really taking from Dr. Oz. Dr. Oz is absolutely right when he says that and I've said this and I've repeated what he said several times, last month or whatever. All viruses are endemic, meaning that it's not going to ever go away. Okay, somebody will always die from coronavirus. Somebody will always die from this virus. Just like the flu, there are people that get the flu, just like HIV. Any virus, any human virus, people will always have it. People will always be carriers of it. It will always be on the earth. It's not going anywhere. So we can't keep everybody locked up forever. Until there's never going to be a time when we can say, there are 0 deaths. Okay. There's never going to be that time. There's still people dying from the swine flu. That was like, 15 years ago or whatever. There's still people dying from H1N1 or whatever, N1H1, however it goes. There's still people dying from SARS. There's still people dying from Ebola. There's still every disease, every viral disease that has ever affected mankind is still out here. That's why once again, when you look on the back of the Lysol can and they're talking about all the viruses that the Lysol will kill, all right, that's why those diseases are still there, because they still exist. All right. And if you're not smart, or if you're unclean and you don't keep yourself clean and you don't do the things that are necessary to do, you can still catch them and you can die from them. But by the same token, if you keep your immune system healthy, and if you do, if you take precautions just like their precautions, even though I don't think that they went far enough with the precautions, but okay, so if you have to wear the mask, distance yourself from people, all of that kind of stuff, that's all good. There's nothing wrong with that. And wash your hands. It's all good. Like I said, Anna Powell would have been the perfect person. My mama would have been the perfect person to run this, because she, like I said, she was a person that, I mean, if you touched anything in the house or whatever, or touched anything outside or came in from outside, you had to wash your hands at least. If not, take a shower. And if you had been like really, and if you had been out with a lot of people, you remember how your mama used to say you smell like outdoors? Well, my mama did say you smell like outdoors. Go take a shower. So that was like the thing. And the same thing is true. So just keep yourself clean and all that kind of stuff. And then the other thing is, what the protocol should be, anybody who has pre-existing conditions, once again, if you know that you have a pre-existing, especially a something that's viral, if you already have a virus, or if you already have something that deals with your respiratory system, any type of disease that deals with your respiratory system, asthma, bronchitis, any of those type of diseases, then you need to take precautions, and you probably need to always wear a mask. All right. Or at least for another couple of months, keep wearing a mask. Don't allow yourself to get infected. Also, people, just like with the flu shot, what do? People, they say, if you're over a certain age, you need to get the flu shot. All right. So that's how you deal with this thing, because technically, they try to show us little kids and they try to show us younger people, and they try to say these people had no pre-existing conditions. But most of the time, if you really went and you researched those stories, you found out that that was not true. That it was basically propaganda to make you fearful. And that's because I went through and I read all those stories, and I was just like, half of this stuff is not true. The other thing is we have HIPAA laws, which I said on another previous thing. The HIPAA laws don't allow, a reporter cannot go and get your medical records and be like, oh, they had no pre-existing conditions. You have no idea. And a lot of these people that died, they had AIDS or HIV. All right, which was also, because people are not going to tell you, oh, even when celebrities die from HIV or AIDS, what do they always say? It's pneumonia. They died from pneumonia, and basically they had a form of coronavirus. Because basically it's an upper respiratory infection, and it's what? It's pneumonia. It's a form of pneumonia, because what happens? The mucus and the virus, they cut off your oxygen and your ability to be able to breathe. So if you're older, if you have any respiratory or autoimmune deficiencies or anything like that, then you have to be extremely careful. And the other thing is, and if you know that you're showing symptoms, as soon as you're showing symptoms, then start treating them. We kept talking about the cold arrest protocol, but if you got symptoms, then start drinking hot liquids, every 20 minutes, like the foreign doctor said, and like your grandma, like I said, your grandma give you chicken soup or whatever, or every 20 minutes, get some chicken broth or some beef broth or something like that, and sip on it, tea, hot tea, turmeric root, ginger root. All of these things will help you, but the government is not telling you that because they don't want you to practice, holistic medicine, which actually works. And once again, do you want to live or do you want to die? And this thing is endemic. It's never going to go away. It's not. There will always be people that will catch coronavirus, no matter what we do. So staying quarantined for, we can stay quarantined, some people say all the way till, it's still not going to make the virus go away. That's why that's ridiculous. So when you got Bill Gates talking about, oh, we need to stay in for 10 months. In 10 months, there will be no United States. In 10 months, there will be nothing. We will have nothing. We already almost have nothing. All of the financial institutions will collapse. All the money will dry up. We will owe everybody, because other countries have handled this and they're back in business. No matter what we want to say about China, China is back in business. No matter what we want to say about Korea, Korea is in business. No matter what we want to say, that's what I'm trying to say. So we need, Africa is in business. There's a lot of countries out here that are already back doing business. I won't say 100% back to normal, but at some point, we gotta go back, and we gotta just do what we gotta do, and we have to suck it up and just take our losses. That's my feeling, because keeping people inside, that's just like, and the other thing is, I mean, like, then we're running around with the stimulus checks and all that stuff. It's like people are already, they already spent the stimulus check. It's gone already, and it ain't stimulated nothing. Ain't nothing opened back up. It's stupid to give people money and they can't use it. It's stupid to have, $1.50 gas, gas price $1.50, but I can't go nowhere. My tank is full, but I can't go nowhere. It's not logical. Anyway, so once again, things to help your immune system. And I posted on my Facebook timeline, fast. Because fasting, what does it do? It regenerates the immune system. The first thing, when you start to fast, the first thing that the body does is it kicks out toxins. That's the first thing that it does. So it starts kicking out the toxins in your body. And the main thing about anything that's viral is that you don't want to give it a host. Your body, the virus is just looking for, it's like a spirit. It's basically like a spirit, and it's just looking for a body to inhabit. but y'all didn't know about spirituality and stuff like that. Anyway, that's Fast 15 Minutes. I'm done. Thank you for tuning in. Hit the subscribe button. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit all the buttons, but most of all, hit the love button. I love y'all. Bye.